I've gone through so many different emotional states at this point as the Toronto Blue Jays are headed to the World Series, and that is such an incredible thing to say because this was completely unexpected. This is not where Blue Jay fans in our wildest dreams thought this season could go to. The heights that this team could climb all the way back in spring training when we were worried that this was the final year of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in a Blue Jays uniform to going to the World Series for the first time since 1993, setting up what is going to be a very fun World Series. We will talk about that very soon. This one is just going to be a celebration of the Blue Jays. Chad is going to be here. We will talk and get the feelings from the Mariners' perspective here because this was an incredible ALCS. Obviously, so much excitement and so much is flying around in my head around what the Jays just did. But overall, this was a just a phenomenal ALCS between the Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays. And of course, it comes down to a freaking home run. How many times at the Rogers Center have the Blue Jays' lives been saved or extended with a home run at Rogers Center / Skydome? We saw it with Joe Carter. We have seen it with Jose Bautista. We have seen it with Edwin Encarnacion. We see it with George Springer tonight. Another home run. And last night when we talked about what's the blueprint, what's the script for the Toronto Blue Jays to advance, I said there needed to be a big home run. That had to happen. That was part of the formula. And we get the big home run. D-Hart, thank you for the donation. The text to talk is not on because we're using StreamYard because we're going to have Chad in just a minute. Congratulations, Jim and Blue Jay fans. Again, thank you, D-Hart. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see this continue. I got to tell you, watching this game, and we will dig more into this with Chad, but it really, as I take notes, as I go through these games, I'm looking at these innings and I'm writing down my notes, and it's fascinating to go back through because it's like it's Jim in real time back then, Jim real time in the past, talking about in the fifth inning when Raleigh hits the home run, how extremely important it is to get one back and not getting one back despite a leadoff walk. In the sixth inning, just the immense importance of not a single more run coming in for the Seattle Mariners and just trying to do whatever I could, like for my own superstition, to will these bats to come to life. It just felt like something needed to break. And I will say, I did write a note down in the top of the seventh inning. And me in the seventh inning, suspense is killing me. That's what I wrote down. Gausman comes in to pitch. Robles gets the leadoff walk. I think that was the second time he was on. I'm getting nervous because Julio's up. And what has happened in this game to this point? Julio has killed the Toronto Blue Jays. But in this instance, grounds into a double play. And I wrote down momentum question mark. And there it was. If you think I'm lying, I don't know. Oh, hold on. I don't have that screen up yet. Hold on. Let me get to that screen. I will show you the screen. You can see my notes. Where is it? Chad, hang tight. I see Chad is in the green room. We're going to get to him. Where is it? Right here. It's really small, but it is there. These are my notes from this game. I color code it. The red is negative. The green is positive. It is really small. Look, you guys, I think get the point. I'm not going to try to jack up the display by doing that. But in that moment in the seventh inning, they get the double play on Julio. And it's like, wait a minute. That's different. That's a different feeling. that feels like momentum maybe's coming back on our side. And they get through the 7th inning without a run. In the 8th inning, Wu is still out there. And I get it. He's got to be out there. He's looked sharp. There's another note I had, can't knock it. Wu's still in there, can't knock it. Barger gets the walk. IKF gets a single up the middle. Jimenez with a sack bunt. That's your 7, 8, 9 guys. For the man of the hour. For George Springer to do what all of us Jays fans were hoping and praying for throughout this game, to have this moment, waiting for this moment. William, thank you for the 43 months on the Ballcap Nation Gold Club. Goomba, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the congratulations. Phil, thank you for the donation as well. Hope all is well down under right now. He says, love you, Jimmy. Let's go, boys. Australia is with you. Thank you, Phil, for the super chat. Again, just an incredible feeling to watch it all go down, and the Springer home run. I'm going to bring Chad in like 30 seconds. When this ball's in the air, I need you to understand my situation at the moment. When this ball's in the air, everyone's gone to bed in my house. We did not let TJ stay up for this game. Bad job by me, but it's at the same time, it's that delicate balance between being a parent, a fan, having a son who's a fan, and all that stuff. We didn't want to let him stay up until 11 o'clock at night to watch this game. He will, I think what I'm going to do. So anyway, the ball's in the air and I can't yell and scream. I'm literally just like making the most babyish, weirdest sounds imaginable as the ball's in the air, because I can't explode. I can't, because I'm going to wake everybody in the house up and then I'm in trouble. And I don't want to be in trouble when such an amazing thing is happening in the history of my fandom. So the ball goes out, the excitement is there, and then that dread comes in that it's still just a 1-run lead and there's 6 more outs. An amazing moment. Here's what I do get to do as a dad. Tomorrow morning, we have the iPad. I'm going to put the iPad on a little table next to his bed, and I'm going to put a little sign that says push play, and I'm going to have the home run queued up. So when he wakes up, he pushes play, and that is how he's going to start his day tomorrow. I've already thought about what I'm going to do. Amazing. Absolute amazing moment. I'm going to bring Chad in. Chad has been here. This is going to be his 3rd live stream. He was here with us last night. Gracious to join us last night after a loss. Gracious to join us tonight after the season comes to an end, because I am interested in getting the Mariners side of things here. It's got to be tough. Again, Chad coming in here is phenomenal. Let's get Chad in. My man, Chad. I want to thank you for an amazing series. Congratulate you on that. And I'm sorry it fell short for you guys. It was going to fall short for one of us. But anything from this game that stands out to you as this result was preventable, or do you think that this is Wilson did it right, threw the right guys out there? What are you going to do? Guys just didn't perform, kind of thing. Where is your head at right now?
Well, before this, I went through up. So no, it's not a cop out. The umpires were horrible once again for both sides. A lot of bad calls. The most noticeable one was the Geno call for our side, especially later in the game. That was ball 4. It wasn't a strike. Bieber suffered the same thing. There was also like Julio should have been struck out. That was not a check swing. So I'm not blaming the umpires for our loss. Right. But there was a lot of bad calls. ABS might actually change that next year. And I think that'll actually change series on the AL and the NL side.
It definitely
will.
Were you good with Bizzardo? Were you good with Bizzardo going in? No. Did you want Munoz in that spot?
Dan Wilson, and I'm sorry, Dan Wilson fucked us.
Yeah.
Dan Wilson should be fired. It's not because of one game. This has been all
there's been a
damn
few.
season.
There's been several. Yep.
I mean, and you know what? hats off to the Blue Jays. I'll be rooting for them, even if some of your fans are assholes online and probably should shut up.
All fan bases have them. We've all got them.
Yeah, the
I know
loud
they're
ones,
out there.
and they're gonna come after me tonight. But I mean, I'll be rooting for them just because, American League, why not? And they ended up winning it, and they came through and they did what they needed to do. I would say 1 through 8 of your guys' lineup was producing, and 1 through 6 of the Mariners were producing. But again, just poor roster construction. You left yourself with like 2 bench guys and then 13 people for the bullpen, which, I guess hindsight's 2020, but like what you're left with Canzone, Garver, and that's kind of it because you kept switching people out. So the fact that he brought Canzone into pitch hit as if that was an upgrade. We took him out for a reason.
I know.
It was like, and what did he do?
About that. I thought about you when he went in.
So that was the time when I was like, fire him, because at that point my heart was racing. I already knew what was happening, and I know Julio in clutch moments he's not clutch. I know people will disagree. I know by numbers wise it seems that way, but like the bigger the moment, like if there's like a threshold of like clutch, like he'll win games that are just like, oh cool, we got the win, but does it mean anything? No. Does it win a series? No. Does it win playoffs? No. This was when he needed to step up. Even though he showed up today, he did his part. He's not supposed to carry this team.
Right.
But it was just bad management.
You had Robles had been on twice today.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the ball, Hoffman was, I think all Jays fans can agree, making us nervous because
all over the place.
Some of the balls were kind of like it all felt over. Like the moment was getting to Hoffman, but he was able to settle, which is important. You get 3 balls before
I'm gonna the
batter gets a base.
I'm taking it away from Hoffman. He faced 8, 9, 1, and 8 and 9 were kind of easy outs.
Yep.
And like I said, 1 through like 6 kind of showed up today, and the bottom 2 weren't going to do anything anyways.
Right. Well, this was Julio and Cal. This was Julio and Cal. Yeah. They were the 2 that produced today.
Yeah.
You had a situation where I'm sure every Jays fan will agree with me. Everybody watching the game, whether you and Seattle fans, you wanted at all costs to try to get to Cal in that situation. That was my biggest fear. Was Cal Raleigh coming up with somebody on base. That was my biggest fear in that moment. And luckily on our side, that's not what happens. Unfortunately, on your side, he's left on deck. The most dangerous hitter, or one of the most dangerous hitters in the American League, should be the MVP, is left on deck. That is incredible drama. That is one thing that this, no matter what side you're on here, this series was filled with drama. That is great for the sport. That's great leading into the World Series. I kind of felt like we had gotten to a point from a narrative perspective where there was sort of like it was going to be a good feeling for whichever of these 2 advanced. There was really no there was no team that carries a lot of hatred with them. Whoever advances, baseball fans are going to be happy for, outside of the fans that lose. Mm-hmm. And then you set up the David versus Goliath in the World Series here. Mm-hmm. I did think it, and I think it was Smoltz. It was either Smoltz or Joe Davis that brought up, and I'd have to shout out Sofia Cisneros with a $99 super chat. $100 from Sophia. Thank you for that donation. Incredibly generous, and thank you for that. That's amazing. You didn't have to do that, Sophia. I am very grateful for that.
And Jim's so nice. He's going to donate that to the losing
to the losing team
that's supporting.
I'm gonna, in the name of a Seattle charity.
Yeah.
Anonymous says easy series for the Dodgers. We'll save that. We will table that. We will talk about that. I said it yesterday. I'm going to be in a very difficult position tomorrow, probably 11 Eastern or so. I will be live again, and we will do the World Series predictions. That will be tomorrow. That will be Tuesday at 11. And I honestly don't know how I'm going to format that, because I have 2 different versions of me that are going to be going through all of the motions with that.
Let me just say, I hate being right.
What do you what were you worried about with the
Tonight, I called
Yeah.
this. Like, I called it.
Yeah.
Do you remember which part I called? Two things. One, Mariners didn't throw in a bullpen, like proper bullpen, non-rotation arm until the 7th. On top of that,
Yeah, but I mean, can you complain? Yeah, the way that was going.
and he should have kept going. He should have faced Springer. But then I also said,
Yeah.
if the Blue Jays win, it's going to be from Vladdy, or for the script for MLB, it's going to
Right.
be Springer.
Well,
And Springer did that.
Yeah, that is the
Exactly what I said.
And it's funny too. We both I think you had hopped in by the time I was doing the open. We I mean I said that a big home run needed to happen. It's Jose Bautista, Joe Carter, Edwin Encarnacion. It has happened time and time again in this park, or center or dome or whatever you want to refer to it as. That has been the catalyst. That has been the moment, and it's amazing that it happens again. In that inning again, for anybody that's just getting here now, and George gave credit to it in his post game, talking about the at bats for the three guys before him, with the leadoff walk from Addison Barger, who at the beginning of the year, nobody could have predicted his level of involvement on this team. IKF, who was a Pittsburgh Pirate, and at the beginning of this World Series, had fans pulling their hair out because he was making errors in the field and doing nothing with the bat. He gets a single on a ball that, if the defense is shaded any differently, that could be a double play, but it just barely gets by. We had a lot of balls put in play today on both sides that were just out of a diving glove. We had a lot of that on both sides today. And in this one, the IKF single gets through. You have the Jimenez sack bunt, getting runners to second and third. So that changes the way you're going to approach the at-bat. The double play is no longer in order. So it's going to change how you pitch to George Springer. You bring Bizzardo, and I've said it many times in this postseason, you take a guy out of that bullpen with runners in scoring position, and many times multiple, and say, save the season. I'm taking my guy out who's out there and his blood pressure is equal to the moment, and I'm taking a guy out of the bullpen whose blood pressure and heart rate is not equal to the moment. Let's see what happens. We've seen walks in that scenario, Varland giving up home runs in that scenario. We had against the Yankees when he faced Judge. We've seen brash, uncork wild pitches, advancing runners. Like, it's almost to the point where you wonder, this is bad. Should I just leave the guy who I know has nasty stuff in there? But if you leave him in there, then you worry about the Grady Little situation. You end up getting fired because you didn't take the guy out.
Which is what's gonna happen to Dan.
Do you think he gets fired from this one?
He should. He's not a manager. He's a player.
Yeah, but this team
was
turned
interim.
around. This team turned around this year.
It wasn't him.
Last year.
It wasn't him. It had nothing to do with him. It had to do with the team, which, by the way, is all gone after this year. We're probably never going to see Luis Castillo in a Mariner uniform. We're probably not going to see Randy Arozarena in a Mariner uniform. We're definitely not going to see. No,
you've got another year of arbitration for Randy.
Doesn't matter. They don't want him. They're going to look to trade him while he has value, because he had a good year.
What you're saying is I should do a Randy Arozarena trade machine video really soon?
Yes. I'm serious. He has one more year of arbitration after a career year, or kind of regular season. And he's proven that he's not postseason ready. And he's proven that he's lackadaisical in the outfield. He's proven that he gets cold in the worst times. But the Mariners aren't going to let him go through arbitration and then just release him or give him a qualifying. Like, they're going to look to trade him while he's still relatively inexpensive. They're going to want to get a big return. Luis Castillo is going to be back on the market because, like we talked about, what was it, the first of the three, whichever one, the starting pitcher options this offseason. And I'm sorry we're talking offseason because I know you guys are continuing. For me, it's dead.
Yeah.
But starting pitchers are either fragile as glass, or they kind of suck. But they're all going to want high-paying contracts, and they're all going to want long-term because of the lockout the following year. Luis Castillo is still, especially this year, super valuable, and his contract is super affordable, and he has a lot of control that you don't have to worry about extending and dealing with like all these other guys.
Right.
This team, this was it. Dom should be gone. I don't want to see him in a uniform ever again. Robles should probably be traded away because he's just as fragile, and clearly he fell off the face of the earth the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to see Naylor back, even though there's no excuse, because with just the contracts of Garver and Suarez and Naylor, the payroll for next year for the Mariners is 101 million. 101 million.
Should be able to load up.
You should be able to offer him whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Will they? I don't know. I think they're going to offer him a super like even more offensive than what Skubal was offered by the Tigers. So I don't see it, especially since there's probably going to be a team out there that wants to snag him for a lot more money, bigger markets, such as maybe even the Blue Jays, because they take interest in Mariner players, and we've done a lot of transactions with you guys. Cool to see Ty France make it to the playoffs, even though he had nothing to do with it.
He's injured right now.
But yeah, this was it. This was it for us. So I think we almost hit not rebuild, but major retool. And we're not. I'm sorry if there's Mariner fans that and probably disagree, but this is like, it's not good.
You have an opportunity to swing some of the talent, say starting pitching, and turn that into a bat. Pick one of your guys. One of them, it's been talked about for the last 2 years. One of them you got to swing. Turn one of them into a bat, especially if you have, right, Castillo could be the guy. Turn one of them into a bat, especially if you're loaded. And even with that loaded group, I know Wu was hurt. You saw him come out of the bullpen. You still fall short of the World Series. So just if you want to have a chance to be back in this position, you're going to need to reload with the bats because of the guys who are departing. And if they trade Randy away, there were a lot of opportunities. As I was going through this game, this is something else that is going to sting for the Mariners. As we kind of close the book on their 2025 season, in the first inning ends on a double play. In the second inning, they leave 2 runners on. In the third inning, a runner is left on. In the fourth inning, 2 runners are left on. In the fifth inning, I think you had the home run from Cal Raleigh, and then everything was pretty quiet. Sixth inning was a quiet inning. Seventh inning, they leave 2 on base. That's where you had the leadoff walk with Robles, and Julio hits into a double play. And even with that double play, still 2 are left on because Raleigh gets the intentional walk, and then Naylor drew a walk. There were a lot of opportunities. When you see this thing go down, it's a 1-run difference. That hurts. If
3
you
runners,
are
3 runners in scoring position left on base by the 4th inning. But the Mariners, this is not new. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Strategy or just lineup manipulation, however they want to talk about it. Like they were 28th. How are you in the ALCS and you're 28th with runners in scoring position getting them in? How?
Right.
Like it, and everybody's like, oh, it's the home runs. Like, okay, cool, but like home runs can only go so far because you only get so many opportunities to hit a home run in a game. I mean, you saw it tonight. Like we got 2, but probably needed another 5.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, because I mean, I'll say it, I'm going to ask you over or underachieve on this season. And I will tell you the Blue Jays have overachieved. I would be lying to you otherwise. The Blue Jays have overachieved. The Seattle Mariners, honestly, truly, making it to the 7th game of the American League Championship Series. Did they overachieve, underachieve, or did they hit it right on the nail, making it to the American League Championship? If I told you at the beginning of the year they'll be in the ALCS, would you be like, oh crap? Okay, all right. What do you think? Over, under, or did they nail it?
It's hard because are we taking from the perspective of spring training or the trade
Going from
deadline?
spring training, going from when you started looking at the 2025 season previews and you started thinking about what the team could achieve this year.
Significantly overachieve if we're looking from spring training. If we're looking from the trade deadline,
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be a different scenario.
underachieved.
Yep, definitely. You went into World Series contender mode from that point on with all of the additions that were made for the lineup.
It was full choke. It
No
wasn't
doubt.
like lack of talent.
Yep. Yeah, this is from Seattle's perspective, this is gonna sting. I think you'll get a lot of those vibes, and I think you're feeling it. And I can hear in your voice the "here we go again"
Yep.
actually came back again.
I literally said it in the 6th inning. I
Mhm.
said, I swear to God, they better not blow this.
Yeah,
Like, please don't do what you always do.
yeah. It's
And then Springer came up.
and as Jays fans go, like, look, guys, I know there's pessimistic Jays fans out there. I can be myself one of those sometimes, but this team so many times in its franchise, I mean, we deal with the losses like others deal with losses, but the long ball, the clutch 7th inning or later home run that has propelled this organization keeps coming back. There's time to do it, taking a look at the numbers, but Joe Carter's home run, I'll say it again, Carter's home run, Batista's home run, Edwin's home run against Ubaldo Jimenez in that wild card round, Springer's home run today. Just these are the ones that come to mind. I'm sure I'm probably forgetting one or two, but these are either series clinching. No, they were series clinching, wound up to be. In some, they were the walk off with Carter and with Edwin. They end up being series clinching home runs. I don't know, Jays fans. It's kind of nice to kind of have it in the back of your mind, like, there's always some magic. They're just somehow we get some magic. And tonight, I will say the one thing that kept me calm once we got to the 5th inning after Raleigh's home run, I started to think about this team's ability to come back and how that was part of their MO that some teams didn't have. And I don't mean to bring the Mets into this situation and throw them under the bus, but there are teams that are built to come back. There are teams that just have it in them. And then there are teams that, for whatever reason, despite a ton of talent, don't have the comebacks. And the Toronto Blue Jays added another one in this one, down 3-1, heading into the 7th inning, and the bottom of the lineup due up against the guy in Brian Wu who had been dominating. Let me make sure I haven't missed any super chats because we do have a few things going on. I have missed a couple super chats. Let me give some shout outs and let me answer any that need some addressing. I apologize, guys. I'm scrolling through the chat to find them. Let's see. North Strong says, never boo my man Springer. Redemption swing, baby. There was that storyline as well. When he was in the lineup yesterday, I thought it was purely for that emotional uplifting element because he didn't look good. And even today, there were swings, didn't look good. Looked like that thing was still bothering him. This is like, this is, I wonder in time if we look at this home run similar to Kirk Gibson's home run, similar to Freddie Freeman's home run, a guy that is out there that has a busted wheel to some degree, the lower half, which is so important when you are swinging a bat, to be able to muster up a home run that alters a postseason game. Let me see here. Hold on. I've got Struggled, Chewy. Jim called it the baseball gods, left lung Dodger fan. Love seeing Springer put the Jays up. See you Friday, but tonight let's make it rain. Chat. And thank you again, Struggle. Congrats, Jim. Great ambassador of baseball. Appreciate that. That's word for word. That's not me adding anything in. The kind words are amazing. So thank you for that. Because sometimes on this channel we get unkind words. So I appreciate that. There were more. Let me see.
I had I mean, just to spark, this will just feed into the Blue Jays fans, but dude, I had some sinister thoughts when he hit that home run.
I'm sure you did.
I was like,
I am certain
Wu didn't hit him hard enough. I was like, you got to be effing kidding me.
Michael Hyde with the $5 donation. Congrats from a sad Mariners fan. Michael, thank you for that. I know Michael's been a great supporter of the channel going back years. If I remember right, Michael's been around from some early days to when I sort of flipped the switch and turned this into, the talking head stuff. By the way, this is on, and it was talked about earlier in the super chat, I believe.
Yes,
BR
he's gonna be back.
walk-off, Bo saying, I'll be ready.
You're saying Bo is ready. Cool. He had an ankle issue. Cool. Who's benched? Because the one I would want to kick off the field.
IKF. Jimenez goes back to short, or I'm sorry, Jimenez goes back to second, even though he's been great at short. Jimenez goes back to second.
I would bench Jimenez.
IKF is out.
I would bench Jimenez. I feel like you need to have Bo in DH because I don't think you should have him on the field. Not with his ankle, his range.
Springer's got a DH. There's no way that knee can he can play outfield.
He seemed fine. Did you see him running when he hit the home run? I saw it.
He's good for a trot. He's good
fine.
for a trot.
Then trot after the ball. It's fine. You saw Randy. It seemed to be fine.
I don't think he's good to explode. That is going to do it for this one. Sorry for the abrupt cut, if the cut ends up being abrupt, but we've been going for almost 2 hours on the live stream, and the replay is going to have to be trimmed down for anybody to see it. So replay viewers, thank you for finding the video, the stream, whatever we want to call it, on your time. If you weren't able to stay up late after the Blue Jays game because maybe you were watching some of the other Blue Jay content creators out there. But thank you for finding it when you were able to. Really do appreciate it. Jays are going to the World Series. Bo said he's going to be ready. Anything can happen. We got to play the games. I will have a prediction video very soon. By the time you're even seeing this, there may be a prediction video that has been posted, or my live stream, because we'll be doing that live. So keep an eye out for that. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of the live streams, because the live streams will continue throughout the World Series. Make sure to subscribe so you can find your way back easier. All of those wonderful things. And as we always say, well, let me do this. 100 Club. Salute to you guys. Thank you. Those of you that are live with me, making it to the end. The time spent watching does amazing things for the algorithm. So salute to you guys. Ballcap Nation, salute to you. Whether you'll watch for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 5 hours, you're supporting the channel. So thank you guys. That's it. Jays are going to the World Series, and it feels really freaking good right now. Smash that like on the way out, everybody. Go Jays, go, to take a line from the Blue Jays today, guys. And remember, if it's low, do like George Springer. Let it go. And if it's high, or if at least if it's coming in the middle and you can keep those hands in and you can send that thing over left field wall, let it fly. I'll see you guys tomorrow or later today, depending on when you're watching this. See you guys.